Come here. Oh, there you go. You got your swoop on. There we go. Now you're dead. Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Alex and welcome to my tutorial for how to build a phantom farm. So this is an idea I came up with about a week ago, and it was based on a video by a YouTuber by the name of Andrew Reynard, aka GamePar, who plays on my Realm server. We collaborate together. He's a fantastic person, very creative, very intelligent, and while he was playing he happened to figure out that phantoms can get stuck under a 2-block high space. For some reason, because of the way that they behave when they swoop, if they get stuck under this space, they can't figure out how to get out. So I decided that it would be a lot of fun to build a machine based on that. In addition, I received a little bit of constructive help from another person that I collaborate with, also on my Realm server, called Silver Platinum, and I will have a link to his channel in the description, as well as GamePar, so that you guys can go check out their videos, because they're really awesome. So anyways, what we're going to need for this build are some very, very simple materials. This is a farm that you can build very early in your game, because everything that you have here you can get on the first day, except for iron, unless you spend maybe 24 to 48 hours mining just straight, just never stopping. But generally speaking, most of these materials you will be able to get pretty early into your game. You probably may not have diamond armor, but you'll definitely have a really good stockpile of iron, especially if you know how to build an iron farm. But even if you don't, it doesn't matter, because aside from this requiring a lot of iron, there's not really much else that you're really going to need in terms of resources. So what we'll need is cobblestone, oak planks, one lever. We're going to need a lot of fence gates, a lot of hoppers, some redstone. We'll need a couple of redstone repeaters, some weighted pressure plates, or iron pressure plates, and pistons. And we'll need fence gates and torches as well as carpet for decoration, and some chests, but generally speaking that's the most important materials that we will need. So, let's get into it. Alrighty everybody, so before we go into the actual building of this structure, which is not difficult to build, it's incredibly easy and very quick, we need to talk about some design principles. And it's important to understand that you need to build this structure in the air. If you build your phantom farm on the ground, you're going to have to contend with a lot of the ground spawning mobs in addition to phantoms, and given that phantoms have as much health as the average Minecraft player, it's really not a good idea to want to take on a lot of phantoms while you're also trying to fight off spiders and skeletons. And creepers as well, because creepers can still walk right up to a fence and blow up in your face. And you don't want that. So it's important to build this up in the air. That way, when you're up in the air, the only thing that you have to worry about is phantoms and nothing else, because Endermen cannot get into this space. They can't teleport into it because they can't fit under a 2-block high space. Placing torches up here prevents mobs from spawning up here, so Endermen might spawn up here, but that's highly unlikely. And also, this little room down here, which is where your chest storage will be, this has to be 2 blocks high as well. That's really important. Without that, you are going to have a lot of Endermen in here, so it's important to have this be a 2-block high space. Alrighty, so now that those design principles are out of the way, let's get into the actual building of this thing. Alright everybody, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build the cobblestone room where our chests and our hoppers will feed into, and that's also, like I said, it's 2 blocks high, and it is 9 blocks across and 5 blocks wide. So let's do that first. So then we're going to come back here and we're going to find our center point, which is this block here. So your center point will be 4 blocks in. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's your center block. You're going to come out and you're going to build 4 blocks out. And then we'll build 1 row along like that, and one row like this, and this will serve as the entrance way to the ladder that will take you up to the second room where you actually kill the phantoms. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build up our walls all the way around. And obviously leave a little area for an entrance. Alrighty folks, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a chest, and we're just going to set aside our pistons for the moment so that we have space in our hotbar. We're going to take some chests, and we're going to put them down here like this. Now you can put in more chests if you want to, because we can put chests next to each other now without worrying about them connecting. It's entirely up to you. I think 4 is enough because even with looting, you really don't get that many drops from phantoms, believe it or not. Like, you do, but you're probably not going to get more than 5 or 6 phantom membranes every night that you use this farm. At least in the beginning until you get better geared, so it's really not necessary to have more than 4 chests. So we don't need the chests anymore. So we're going to put our piston back. And we're going to take out our hoppers, and we're going to place 2 hoppers on top of each chest. And while holding down shift, because it's important to shift click. So now that we have that done, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over to these hoppers, and we're going to place... Let me click. There we go. I love it when things don't click like they're supposed to. Hey, let me click on things, you game. I know I'm not close enough and I'm too far away, but still. So this is where things with placing hoppers gets to be a little bit tricky, because you have to hold down shift every time you click. And you want all of the hoppers to feed into each other, because if you don't have them feed into each other, then things will just sit in the hoppers and they won't go anywhere, and you'll get backup after a while, eventually in the future. And that's really annoying, especially when you want something to work. So you have to come around and you have to shift click. And the reason why we're placing so many of these hoppers is because when you kill the phantoms, the things that they drop, those phantom membranes, which are the only thing they drop, are going to fall in these hoppers, and they will feed right into the chests. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on our wood. And so you'll notice this whole area under here is kind of odd looking. So basically we have this 2 block wide bit here that's, I don't know what to call it, but it's a bit. We're just going to call it a bit. It's 2 block wide bit that sticks out right there. We have a line of pistons, and we have the same thing here. And then this platform from the pistons comes out 4 blocks. And you really don't want to do any more than 4 blocks, trust me on this one, because if you build this like out to like in this space, and a phantom attacks you all the way out here, you're going to have to run all the way under that platform, and you're probably going to die before then. So it's really not a good idea. And obviously building it out this far accommodates the redstone. So, yeah. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put down a support block, and then put a block there, and get rid of that block because you don't need it anymore. And we're going to build a line that's going to go all the way around here. And I know that we're supposed to put pistons there, don't worry about it. We're going to get the line of wood first, because it'll make our lives easier. It's always good to plan. So then we come around to the front here, and we erase all of these, and we put in our pistons. And they all have to be facing up. So there we go. And then we're going to build oak planks to go all the way around here like that. And then we come over here and we're going to go like this and go like this. Now we're going to come over here and you're going to notice that this sticks out 2 blocks away from this little section that we built here. And in the back, we don't have that, obviously. What we have is an incomplete little cubby. So we're going to build up this cubby right here, because like I said, our ladder is going to go right across those blocks right there. So now that we have that done, we will build these. Cool, so now we have something that looks sort of like this, and we actually do not need that block right there. I mean, you can put it there if you want to, but you don't have to. So now that we have that, we are going to set it to daytime, because I don't like to build in the darkness, especially not for a tutorial, because that doesn't help. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here, and we're going to start building up our walls. And our walls come all the way to here, and then they stop. You need to have a 1 block wide space going all the way around for the redstone. So we're going to come all the way around like this, and keep on going. So now that we have that, we are going to build up our platform, or build out our platform actually, because we're not building it up. We're building it out. So anyways, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, all the way across to the other side. Alrighty, so now that we have that in place, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come back here, and we're going to place down some fence gates so that there's 1 block in between the hoppers and the gate. So we'll come all the way across like this, and then we are going to place down our pressure plates. And then we're going to come to our center point, which is right here, and we're going to place a lever right on that back wall. And also, in addition to that, you'll notice inside here, and I have to show it to you guys because I can't explain it with words, but you'll notice that there is this opening, and you need that to... Hello. Oh yeah, I did not put torches down here. That's why he spawned in there. One moment. How dare you enter my farm, you creeper. Creeper trying to creep in my farm. Let me fix that problem. I got like slightly scared for a second there because I forgot that I was not in survival mode. So, or I thought I was still in survival mode, and that could have been really bad. And let me put a thing in there too, and right there as well. You can never torch spam enough. So anyways, so there's that. So that's a thing. And the reason why this is 2 blocks wide, and this was recommended to me by Silver Platinum, as well as building out the platform to draw on the phantoms, is because when you would flick the lever, it would not only set off the pistons, but it would also open this gate when the what do you call it, lever was like right on this block. That's a problem. You don't want the phantoms to be getting in here, because if the phantoms get in here, they can get through a gate and they can kill you. And you don't want them to do that, because 99% of the time, phantoms cannot fit between the ceiling and the top of the fence gate. So that's something to take note of. So anyways, let's come on over here, and we are going to take this out, put that back, and we are going to build our roof. which is the most unexciting looking but most important piece of this, because the farm really is not going to work without this.
Which is light up this top area.
If we don't do that, things will spawn up here, guaranteed, and it won't be good to have things spawning on top of your head while you're fighting phantoms, or dropping down on top of your head, which, trust me, in some of my tests of this, that happened to me, and it was very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I have video of that. I'm not going to share it with you, but it exists, and it was kind of like, I kind of screamed, and that's not a fun sound to hear come out of my mouth, so we don't need either of these blocks anymore, but we do need regular fences. So we're going to build the fences around here like this. So I just had a mini freak out, and I realized, you guys, that I actually built this not the exact same as over here. If you take a look at it, you can probably understand why, or what it was that I did wrong. And it's really funny and hilarious because I was freaking myself out, and I'm like, why is it not working? And it's because I didn't build enough wall. Like, I literally left off this part. So don't do what I did. And so this is supposed to come out one block more. And that's really all that I did, because I'm like, wait a minute, I put in the exact amount of pistons and hoppers and everything. What have I done wrong? And so I just forgot a lot of blocks. But it's okay. It's fine. It's totally okay. You know, I'm allowed to make mistakes sometimes. It's only like the 4th or 5th time that I've tried to record this tutorial, so, you know, it's fine. It's totally fine. Totally okay. You know, it's not like I'm under any stress or anything from the move and all kinds of stuff that's going on in my life right now. I'm just being silly. I'm not under any kind of serious stress. I'm just, like, not knowing how to tutorial something that I designed, you know, because that would be smart. And we know me in Minecraft, and I don't do things smart. So we're going to place our redstone all around here like this in case you had no idea what I was doing. But we're going to place around our redstone. Very exciting. This is like probably the most exciting part. So then we're going to come over, we're going to come around here. And I know it's dark in here, but that's okay. We'll live. We'll survive. We're in creative mode. Nothing can hurt us. By the way, it's really fun to do this. Also really annoying, but a lot of fun. So we're going to come in here and we're going to flick the lever. And you'll notice that the redstone only reaches to like about that far. So the one that's like pretty dark, break it, replace it with a repeater. That will set off all of them, but me being the way I am, I don't like dark looking signals. So I'm going to come over to this one and place another one, and now we have pretty bright redstone, which is what we want. And there we go. So that thing is now very, very, very open. So we're actually going to come inside here, and we're going to break this block right here and close that so that we can get in and out easily. Set the time today because goodness. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to just go in and place a bunch of torches all over the place. The torches have absolutely no effect on the phantom spawning whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about it messing with that. What makes phantoms spawn is that you don't sleep for more than 3 nights in a row, and it doesn't mean skipping the night with commands. It means not sleeping in a bed for an entire night cycle, and you get a lot of phantoms every single night. And more show up the more that you don't sleep at night. And it's almost like as if they're like dream creatures or something that are coming after you. It's pretty creepy. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to pick my carpet. Now this is something I recommend you do. Hello 1.13 lag. Right in the middle of my tutorial. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Good job, Minecraft. Right in the middle of my tutorial. Anyways, so I highly recommend you do this because you can fall inside the hoppers, and if you're running away from phantoms, you really don't want to fall inside the hoppers. So I highly recommend you cover them all with the carpet. And yes, the items will still fall into the hoppers even though there's carpet above them. That's the wonderful thing about working with partial blocks or transparent blocks. I don't really know why they can fall through the carpet, because to me it should be solid, but whatever. It's fine. And the reason why we have these pistons here that do this Gujihiki right here is because phantoms, they don't have very good aim. I'm criticizing Mojang a little bit here, but they really don't have very good aim, so the chances of several of them swarming in here to get you is highly unlikely. When you're farming these with this farm, you're probably going to farm 1 or 2 at a time. Even if you're with another person, you're not really going to farm multiples of them. You're not going to have like 4 of them inside this space right here. So, it's also important to note that 99% of the time they can't fit between the ceiling and the top of the fence gate, but they can still get through on very rare occasions. They can still fit. But when they're this close, they're really easy to hit. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. The only thing that can fix that is if I make this a completely solid area, but then you can't hit them. So there's that. And I also highly recommend using looting so that you get more phantom membranes, but I also highly recommend a smite sword because they are an undead mob and they're really weak to smite. So now that we have all of our thing built, we're going to put in some ladders so that we can get up and down, and I went the wrong way. Beautiful work, Alex. So we're going to put some ladders right here, like that, so that we can get up and down. You could put a trapdoor over this, too, if you really want to. I don't know if you can actually walk over it. I've never tried it. Oh, you can still walk over it even though you're in a 2-block high space. That's good to know. Okay, yeah, that's going to be part of this design. Never mind. That happens. Never mind, we're not going to do that. So you could still run over this block with minimal issues, especially if you run right along here. So it's fine. It's totally okay. So what we're going to do now is get these things out of my hotbar, give myself that, and we are going to spawn a bunch of phantoms in the nighttime, and we're going to test this out just so you can see how it works. So time set night, because we don't want to set them on fire. We want them to live so that we can kill them. So phantom spawn egg. I'm going to spawn like 6 of them because I like to live dangerously. I'm going to run back here. And, it's fun too, also, by the way, when you're... I need torches. Remember, folks, always put down torches. I keep forgetting to put torches in this area. I really don't want scary things spawning. You can totally, because you'll probably have this closed off, you can totally 100% AFK inside this little room, and you're not going to be attacked by anything. So that's, it's totally attack-free, or attack-safe. So, no rain in my tutorials. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to run out here, and you'll see they're like right there. Oh, I need to be in survival mode in order for them to want to kill me. So there you go. So get up, nope, see they don't always make it in. They do like a false swoop sometimes. You have to like really run away from them at the very last second. They also hang out up there, and then they swoop in, and sometimes they get you, sometimes they don't. There's a little bit of a skill to this, which I'm still trying to perfect. I'm not the best at combat in this game as much as I like it. Hello, how are you? Oh, good, one's stuck. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, we'll block that. Come here, I want to play. You can't really hit them from this distance, but you can hit them with a, bow. Now, come here, I want to play. He'll eventually turn around and swoop back at me, which will be very interesting. If you could do that, please, so that my viewers could see it, because everyone wants to see how this works. Cool, so the experience is going to make your pressure plates, open the fence gates, but the thing is, the Phantom will be dead at that point, so it's really not that much of a thing to worry about. So, it went in somewhere. Where'd it go in? There it goes. Went in there. Yay! And then you can turn this off, run back out here, and do it all over again. There's 8 in there, there's 4 in there, and there's none in there. So it all depends on where they fall on top of the hoppers. So there we go. That's a lot. That's quite a bit. So yeah, you're probably not going to have like 6 phantoms at a time, though. You'll probably have 1 or 2. But anyways, I hope this was very informative for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then feel free to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more. And if you want me to do more tutorials on mob farms or mob-related things, or tutorials on creative builds, or tutorials in general on different stuff, then, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will definitely try those things out. I like to do some tutorial stuff in between a lot of my regular Let's Play type series. So anyways, thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will see you guys next time.